At the request of the applicant, they wanted more time to prepare things on their end. So at their request, we are going to continue this hearing. Amy, do we have a date to continue this to?
They didn't specify how much time they needed. I don't think they need much more time. Do you have a date in mind that you want to continue to?
I'd have to, do you have the list of what's going on at our other meetings coming up?
Yes. So, the 15th we have summer. The 24th, hold on. I have a picture of it somewhere. Scanning. Sorry. The 24th we have Burns and Doopy. The 7th we have 240A cases and the Burns modification number 2.
Okay, let's put it out to the 7th. That gives them plenty of time to prepare whatever they need to do, because they have, at their request, this has been continued. So we will continue that until Wednesday, April 7th. Could I have a motion to that effect?
At 7 p.m.
At 7 p.m.
7, so moved.
Okay.
Second.
Second by Jane. Any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote. Suzanne Murphy.
Murphy, aye.
Jane Coffey.
Aye.
Drew Delaney.
Aye.
Bob Fitzgerald.
Aye.
I'm John Lee. Aye. Okay, that one is continued.
John, can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Amy, I think we may not have any meetings in April, the week of the school vacation week. John, is that the week of the 18th?
It's Patriots Day. Yeah, it should be the week of the 18th. Yes.
Yeah. So just for your heads up, if there are any 40As or something that comes in, Amy.
Oh, okay.
I was just looking at it going, oh my God, April, that's right, another school vacation. So I just thought of it right now. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine. Okay, the next case we have tonight is case number 20-21, Robert Kearns, 1049 Main Street, variance request under section 94A of the zoning bylaws to place a storage container or shed that is closer to the lot line than allowed within the zoning district, central business district. Okay.
So as of right now, I actually do not see anyone from that case that is attending the meeting at the moment.
If you are out there, would you raise your hand so we can take your case? Okay.
We're not going to give it to this.
So out of courtesy, we will table that and we will go to the next one, which is case number 20-21-2, Robert Prindle, 191 Spring Street, special permit request under section 5B2 of the zoning bylaw to allow construction of an already existing attached garage structure to incorporate an accessory in-law suite. Okay. Good evening. So who is the, Mr. Prindle, are you the applicant on this?
Yeah, hello, my name is Robert Prindle. Nice to meet you. I am applying on behalf of the homeowners at 191 Spring Street, which would be Talbot and Don Bear. I'm a contractor in town and they're looking to hire me to do this construction project.
Okay, so do you want to walk us through and explain what's being proposed?
Yeah.
And how this is going to meet the requirements of the in-law accessory suite?
Certainly. So the actual structure with which the proposed finished area will be contained is already built. So what we have is the home that was built, and attached onto it is a 2-car garage with an unfinished, quite large space above it. There's also a mudroom which adjoins the garage and the home, which has an unfinished space above that as well. So what we'd like to do is come in, we had an architect draw up some plans, finish the garage space for a 1-car garage to pull in, and create a separate doorway to cut in through the side of the house the side of the garage, excuse me, and build a staircase going up to finish the garage space and the mudroom space. So so that what's there now is the home that's finished. Attached to it is the garage that's shingled, sided, has windows on it. This was built previously, and is being used as a rough, unfinished space. What we'd like to do is bring it up to an accessory in-law space for the owner's parents and their in-laws actually to move into.
This is Gene Stahl's house.
I believe it
You guys
was.
know that? It's Gene Stahl's house.
Yeah, the Bears bought the house. I believe it was just early 2020. So.
Yep, less than a year ago. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, hey, there's Talbot and Don.
Hi.
Okay, so one of the things that we always look at on these is how is this a in-law suite and not a separate apartment? So it has an entrance from, I guess you're going to take one of the garage bays and close. What's going on?
So what it is when it's a two-car garage, there's actually, rather than two doors left and right, two bays next to each other, there's one that you pull into, and then there's a door that opens up into the backyard. So I guess really it should be considered a one-car space. What we'll do is have a dividing wall go up, and then if we're looking at the garage from above, the left side will have a staircase put in with a doorway that comes in to walk up into the living space upstairs. So in the large area over the garage and the entryway will be kitchen, bathroom, and laundry, and a large living room space, all one open thing. Next to that, we'll go into a bedroom above the mudroom, which separates the garage from the home. And then tied into that will be, proposed on the plan now is to have a doorway with a cased opening that goes into a study, kind of an intermediary space between the rest of the house, what's there now, and what's over the garage.
Are you taking the closet out of that bedroom to make it a non-bedroom?
Yeah, we're gonna take a closet
Must
out.
have- Yeah. for
Yeah,
septic.
and it doesn't really serve the purpose of the room as it is now. I mean, they don't want it, so.
There actually is no closet in that room.
She's gonna jump in the room as it is right now. There's no closet.
No.
Okay, so is this house on septic or sewer?
It's got a septic.
Okay, so right now it is a 4-bedroom house, and how are you getting up your
He's calling one of those bedrooms a study because it has no closet, right? Is that what, am I speaking for you?
Well, yeah, I mean, what we're gonna do is just get rid of one of the bedrooms, and I guess essentially to look at it one way is to trade, to have a bedroom in the in-law, and there's no, it doesn't make sense really the way it is to have a bedroom in between those two spaces anyways, because in order to get from the main house to the in-law, you would have to walk through somebody's bedroom, and they don't need it, and it doesn't really make sense. So we like to just get rid of that one, make it either a study, or it might even serve a function as more like a toy room between the grandparents and stuff. And that, that's what we want to go with.
Okay, so Amy, for conditions, would you please note that it is currently a 4-bedroom home, and it will remain a 4-bedroom home?
Sounds good.
So I'm looking at the plans. I've got 2 computers going here. So on the proposed bedroom for the in-law suite, that's actually what's above the mudroom. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Good. Okay. And it is connected to the main part of the house through that door to the existing bedroom, which you already explained. Okay.
That's right, yes.
Okay. And so was the building inspector okay with the egress on this as far as the stairs going up and then connecting into the house? Was that?
Yeah, I talked to James Crowley about this, actually a number of times, but specifically on the point that you're getting at. He suggested that either having a passage doorway through there to connect the bedroom and the study, or to have to have some type of opening if we wanted to put no door. He said that'll be fine as long as the staircase is built to code. Of course, going down to be the alternate exit out of the house, then we won't have a problem with that.
Okay, and you understand, Mr. and Mrs. Bear, that if this is approved, which it probably will be, the conditions are it has to be a family member, and you can't have separate utilities, and it is definitely designed, and the bylaw requires that it be as an in-law apartment, not a separate apartment for anybody.
We understand.
It's just for my parents.
Yep. No, I think it's very nice, and that's the intent, to make this so it works for people and their families.
Great, thank
Okay.
you.
Does have to stay on the deed though.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's right in there. So.
Okay.
Okay, board members, any questions or comments?
No, I think the plans look great, and it retains the look. The elevations retains the look of a single-family home, which is another component of this, and that looks very nice. So, looks like a good project to me.
Okay, I agree with you. Go ahead.
Has the fire department looked at these plans?
I know that we got comments back from each department. I don't know specifically if we heard from the fire department. I believe so. I'd have to go onto my viewpoint to check. Being that this is a first time to zoning for me, there's a lot of new stuff that I'm absorbing here. I believe they were checked. If I can pull them up now, let me see as we go here.
I think it could be simple as just conditioning that the fire department stamps the plans prior to construction or permit issue.
Yeah, I'm having a little bit of a computer problem here. It's not wanting to load the viewpoint page. But I can get back to you on that.
We can just condition it. It's no problem.
Okay.
So I'm looking into the file right now. The fire department didn't have any outstanding concerns or comments.
Good.
Okay, and we did get word back from the police department, Board of Health, and engineering, and they were all, no showstoppers on their comments. Engineering said that it met the requirements, and police had no public safety issues on that. So, okay. And Board of Health is the one that I saw earlier that it is on septic, so that's why it'll just be conditioned to remain as it is. Okay. Okay. Good. Anything else, Jane? You good with this?
All set.
Okay. Good. So, Amy, are we missing anything? You've got two conditions. The standard conditions for an in-law suite. It's a 4-bedroom home and will remain a 4-bedroom home. And what Drew just said has to be signed off by the fire department before any final plans are submitted to building.
Yep. Nope. That sounds good. Nothing is missing.
Okay. Good. So, are there any neighbors here to speak on this?
No one's raising their hand for this.
Okay. If anybody wants to speak on this, please raise your hand. Okay. And just for the applicant, did you hear anything, the neighbors say anything about this? They good with it?
Our direct neighbors are excited about it. Their grandparents live far away, so they thought it would be nice to have some grandparents around.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, So at this point, Mr. Prindle, we ask if you want to close the hearing, and I think we've got all the information that we need. Do you want to close the hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So at the request of the applicant, we will vote to close the hearing, and this is just voting to close the hearing. Could I have a motion to close?
So moved.
Moved by Suzanne,
Second by,
second by Jane. Any further discussion on just closing the hearing? Okay. The hearing, so let's have a roll call vote. Suzanne Murphy,
Murphy, aye.
Jane Coffey,
aye.
Drew Delaney,
Aye.
Bob Fitzgerald,
Aye.
and I'm John Lee. Aye. Okay, so the hearing is closed. Amy, you've got the conditions that we already outlined, standard conditions, plus those two points. Does anybody want to add any other conditions? Okay. I think it's a nice project, and it should fit well with the neighborhood.
Welcome to town.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
We've had a really nice welcome, actually. We have
Good.
nice
Good.
neighbors.
Good.
Okay, so at this point, could I have a motion to approve this project with the conditions as already described?
So moved.
Moved by Suzanne, second by Jane. Any further discussion? Roll call vote. Bob Fitzgerald,
Aye.
Drew Delaney,
Aye.
Jane Coffey,
Aye.
Suzanne Murphy,
Murphy, aye.
and I'm John Lee. Aye. Okay, congratulations. Good luck with your project. I'm sure it's going to come out really nice. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks to the
Good
board.
job.
So much. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay, Amy, do we have anybody here from Main Street?
We do. So Robert Kearns did come in. So, Robert, whenever you're ready, it's all yours.
Can you see me or hear me?
We can
Hear
see
you.
you. I'm sorry, we hear you, yes.
You can hear me? Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I think I put everything into the electronic packet. What we're looking to do, when we got some feedback on our annual inspection, you know, we're a busy store, small footprint. We need some more storage. So we've pretty much maxed out what we can do internally within our footprint at this point. We've spent some money and some time putting up all kinds of shelves and reorganizing the entire storefront. But we'd like to have a place to store outdoor type materials, whether they might be blowers to keep our parking lot looking nice, or paper and supplies, or chemicals. And really, it's a fairly small, kind of like a household type of shed, prefabbed, very simple. Not looking to do anything extravagant whatsoever. But obviously, with the footprint that we're left with, there's just no way of meeting the town's, typical or normal request in terms of clearance there. So on my application, I believe I put the location of what we're looking to do directly in the far left corner of the property. I don't think you'll be able to see it from the street at all. Obviously, we have neighbors right next door. I don't think anybody spoke up in opposition. But that's basically it. We just need some more storage to keep the lot looking nice and to keep the inside of the restaurant uncluttered for the town.
Okay, thank you for your explanation of what you want to do. It is not showing up on the plan where you want to put this shed. What is the size of the shed?
Oh, it's small. I want to say it was 8 by 10 or no more than 10 by 12.
Okay.
There should be an actual diagram of the shed, the actual shed. And on the plot plan on the far left, I uploaded that onto my application.
It says 11 by 17 on a letter to Baldoff. It has to be shown on the plan, sir.
Say it again.
It should be shown on the plan. This is a variance. This has a high bar.
I don't know. I've been uploading as requested the best I can.
Okay. So, first off, the plans that I'm looking at don't have it. The other thing is the documents that were submitted that are being shown has it as what I see is it's showing it as, at least what we have, a storage shed, white, 6 by 8 feet, and what you described as larger than that.
Yeah, I think eight by, I thought it was 8 by 10,
Okay.
if
Okay.
memory serves correct.
I'm going to do you a favor, and I think that you need to find out exactly the size, because
I actually uploaded the actual shed. I uploaded it onto the application.
okay, Amy, what I'm looking at is it shows the dimensions, a outdoor garden storage shed, white, 6 by 8 feet. That's what we have in our records that's been submitted to you, and that's why we have it. I don't see anything else. I see letters, and that's what I'm looking at. So you have a discrepancy right now between, you've got two problems. What you're saying for size is one thing, what's been shown is another, and it's not on the plan. So I suggest
when you say not on the plan, what plan? I literally put it on the plot plan in the top left-hand corner, and I put it, I uploaded it on the website, I guess, for lack of better description.
okay,
It's right on the plot plan, top left.
yeah, and
Do you see?
did you pencil it in, or did you have
Well,
a
I
new?
mean, that's what I had to work with, so.
Okay,
Do you want an architect's drawing?
no, I want a plot plan from a licensed land surveyor or civil engineer. That's what's required.
Okay.
Can you guys, do you see my screen right now?
No, do you want to show us the screen?
Yeah, I just need to figure out how to share my own screen.
My plan just shows that other variance we gave him.
Right, that plot plan that he submitted shows
The old
in the
one.
previous filing.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
even
that's
see
what-
anything drawn in on mine.
There we go. Can you see it now?
It's
It's
coming.
starting. It looks like it's uploading. So I don't see anything on this one. The one that, Amy, I believe it was you. It could have been somebody else in town hall that sent me the plot plan in the
Oh, that
far
was
left corner. And I believe that Mr. Lee said he saw some handwriting there. So it looks like we're all.
No, I did not say I saw some handwriting. I asked you if you handwrote something in, because what we're seeing here is we're seeing a plot plan from the variance that was already granted in the red, and that's going into the setback. And you're asking for a shed, and we don't see the shed on the plan, and even the size of the shed seems to be in question. So I think that you might want to continue this hearing and get your information organized and get the information to the zoning board so we can see exactly where this proposed shed would go. Because right now, to say that it's going to go in the back corner, we don't see it. What I have, and I believe all the other board members have, is exactly what Amy's showing us on the screen.
Amy, can you make that larger?
Yes.
Yeah, so I uploaded another file here. It's within my application.
Okay.
And it's in this far left-hand, Amy, we're up in that top left where it says zoning setback, N51 degrees, 36 feet, 27 inches. That's the
Yeah.
corner I'm talking about.
Right, we understand that.
I drew a shed, and I think I put the dimensions there.
No, I remember I specifically emailed you asking to re-upload a plan with that on there, but I didn't.
And I did.
Okay, either way, we're not going to accept your hand drawing on a plot plan that's already been certified by somebody else. So board members, do you have any other issues that you think that Mr. Kearns needs to resolve? Suzanne?
since we don't know the size of the shed and he only has 9 feet, I think we really need to know the size of the shed.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I mean, again, I put that in the application, the shed itself.
Okay.
The actual shed is within that application, there it is. That is the application, 6 by 8 feet.
You got 9'6", that already doesn't fit on that side.
Well, also, the applicant stated that he thought it was going to be 10 by 12.
No, it's right there. Well, I was going by memory. It's right there. It's 6 by 8 is the actual shed. I would like to buy that actual shed and put it in that corner.
Okay, so come back to us with a plot plan that shows where you want to put your 6 by 8 shed in those dimensions on the plot plan, and we'll be able to take a look at it. That's what's necessary, and that's what's required for anybody coming to the zoning board. And I'll just add, as Suzanne Murphy already said, for a variance, the standard is very high.
Okay.
Okay.
Can he also show any kind of like a thing to push, like a threshold type thing, if that's going to stick out, or anything like that might be near it? If it's going to have drainage in it or anything like that, we need to know details. Anything like that.
I'm not sure what you mean by drainage. It's just a dry shed in the corner.
Okay, if it's dry, it's dry. Okay, dry is good. I just want to know.
Okay, so, Mr. Kearns, do you want to continue this hearing and get your information? Okay.
If that's what we need to do, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's.
And one other thing, John, he needs to bring, he said he may store chemicals in it. We need that list also?
Well, the chemicals are stored internally. We can just keep on storing them inside. I mean, it was an idea to alleviate some more room. You know, do you want a physical list of, you asking?
Well, no, if you keep them inside now, that means the fire department has them, I would assume.
And also, Suzanne, this is a restaurant. I'm assuming I'm not gonna make any assumptions.
I mean, they're dish chemicals and floor cleaners and.
Okay.
Yeah, if we can reschedule, I'll get you the plot plan that you're looking for with a drawing of a 6 by 8 shed in the corner there.
Amy, what looks good for continuing out to?
Do you want to put it on the 24th of March?
No, I think he might need more time, particularly if he has to get a plot plan.
Okay. Do you want to put it on the 7th of April?
No, let's do the 7th of April.
Okay.
Is that okay with board members?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Amy, will I get an email with that date? So
I'll definitely email you that date for sure. Yes.
Thank you.
That's very nice, Amy, because as I oftentimes state, no further notice is given once we continue a hearing. So that goes for both the applicants and people at home, or people that were listening in person. Okay, so at the request of the applicant, could I have a motion to
Wait, time.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any public?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Suzanne. Is there anybody from the public that wants to speak on this?
I am not seeing anyone from the public for this.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay. We just have some spectators tonight, I guess. Okay. So at the request of the applicant, could I have a motion to continue until April 7th?
Yep. At 7 p.m.
At 7 p.m.
Good job, John. So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Moved by Suzanne, second by Jane. Any further discussion? Okay. Roll call vote. Bob Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Drew Delaney.
Aye.
Jane Coffey.
Aye.
Suzanne Murphy.
Murphy, aye.
I'm John Lee, aye. So this case is continued until April 7th. No further notice will be given. Okay. Very good. Good luck, Mr. Kearns. And let's see. Next thing the board has is a request for a let's see. I gotta go back, get my agenda. Okay, next thing we have is a public meeting for Burns Avenue 40B, discussion and vote on determination on applicant's request dated February 14th, 2021 for modification on comprehensive permit dated January 13th, 2020 relating to condition E13. And we can pull up what was submitted by the applicant. Good evening, Mr. Petrosi. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Nice to see you guys again this week.
Okay. So we had a letter from Mr. Petrosi dated oh, that's not it.
February 14th.
Yep, I'm looking at a February 27th letter. February 14th, Valentine's Day. So the letter is requesting a modification, and what we need to do tonight, board members, is we just need to determine whether this is a minor modification or a substantial modification. And this one is condition E13, which states, due to the single access roadway, close proximity to existing residents, and school children walking about the area prior to 8 a.m. on weekdays, construction activities shall be conducted between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday, if not. And the modification request from the applicant is to change that to construction activities shall be conducted between the hours of 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, or in compliance with any town of Walpole bylaws or regulations. And I believe Mr. Petrosi looked into the issue of buses on saying that at this time there are no students riding the bus Burns Ave in East Walpole. So, and that is a letter from Kim Poria, Walpole Public Schools Transportation Coordinator. So, Mr. Petrosi, go ahead, explain your request.
Well, essentially, the board put a condition on the comprehensive permit that work activities could not start until 8 a.m. when traditional or typical construction activity starts at 7 a.m. And the reason that the board cited for not allowing work to start at 7 a.m. is because they had a concern for the number of school children and people that might be walking along Burns Avenue before 8 a.m. So, well, it turns out that there are no school children that live on Burns Avenue, and there aren't many residents walking about before 8 a.m. on the roadway, given the fact that there are no school children. So we would like to have this condition modified to allow us to start work at 7 a.m.
Okay, so right now there's no school children, but in the future there could be, and we don't know when this project is going to get going. So my thought is that this was done to protect the public safety in the area, and I think a lot of thought went into it as far as the safety aspect, and even though there might not be children there now, there could be in the future. So other board members, your thoughts?
I agree. I know one of the houses just sold up there recently, and I agree. People can move in, people change, people have babies.
And I agree as well. I think that the duration of the project itself lends itself to the possibility that there would be people moving in that would have need for the school bus. I think a lot of thought was put into this, Lou, and I think
Okay, Bob or Drew?
I have nothing more to add.
I have no comment at this time.
Okay, so now it's just a question of whether it would be a substantial modification or a minor modification. And let's see. So the board needs to make a determination within 20 days of the applicant's written requests and notify the applicant whether the board determines the change to be substantial or insubstantial. And in the event that the board determines that the change is insubstantial, the permit is deemed amended in accordance with the change. If the board determines the change is substantial, then you must schedule a public hearing within 30 days. Which I've already stated, I feel it's substantial. Other board members, what's your thoughts on this? Just so I know what direction we're going.
I agree. I think it's.
It looks like the request, and maybe the applicant could clarify that the request is not only to go earlier to 7 a.m., but then to extend beyond 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. as well. Is that right?
Well, we're just looking to be treated the same way as every other project in Walpole, which is 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. under the bylaws. So you're discriminating against this project.
Mr. Petrosi, we would never
discriminate.
Well,
so really what it comes down to is it has to do with the density of this project and the safety of the people on not only Burns Ave, but Pleasant Street, Bird Park, and anybody in that area. So it would never be discrimination. It would be public safety that we're looking at. So, okay.
Well, let me just say this, Mr. Chairman, that this will be. You didn't finish reading the rest of that section of the regulations, but obviously we have the right to appeal to Housing Appeals Committee, and we intend to do that. So make it a substantial change, and we'll let the Housing Appeals Committee make that determination if it's unreasonable that the board position that the board's taking.
Okay, so as the board is well aware, this is already under appeal in the Housing Appeals Committee. So, and what we're doing is we are, by the applicant, and what we're doing is we are considering it, and we haven't voted on it yet, but we'll see where that goes. And we also have other issues that are part of the process, which are also modifications that have been requested, and that's also in the hearing process. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so let's, if I could have a motion to determine that the request is a substantial modification. We will do that in the affirmative. Could I have that motion?
So moved.
Okay. Second by Jane. Bob, are you comfortable with the way I'm wording this? Because I know.
Yeah, no, and I think it's appropriate. We're not taking a position as to whether we ultimately will approve it, but I think it makes sense for the board to hear the condition originally protected not just school children, but talked about the close proximity to residences and other folks. And as you know, we had a very large number of people commenting on the project, so I think it makes sense for the board to hear from anybody who's interested in this change, and then we can make a decision after hearing from everybody.
Okay.
And this letter that the applicant has submitted does not say children do not live there.
Okay. we have the motion before us, so if you're in favor of determining that this is a substantial modification, you will vote aye. Okay. It's been made, seconded, we've had discussion. I hope everybody's ready to vote. Suzanne Murphy.
Murphy, aye.
Jane Coffey.
Aye.
Drew Delaney.
Aye.
Bob Fitzgerald.
Aye.
And I'm John Lee, aye. Okay, so now comes the question. Amy, what I'd like to do is put this on with the other cases that are before us. I believe there's 5, with the Burns Ave, the other modification request, and move that, attach this one in there. If that's gonna be allowed by town council, if they recommend that. So what would be the date that we're meeting on that one?
I think that's April 7th. No, yeah, I think it's April 7th.
Okay.
Let me double check because
Okay.
I'm not trying to.
Nope. And as I read what town council gave me for guidance, it said, then we schedule a public hearing within 30 days. And I don't, so.
We have to make it before.
We don't, what's that?
We have to make it before the 7th then,
Okay.
right?
Yes. Okay. So, let's, what do we have for a meeting before the 7th, Amy?
We have the 15th, which is 2 weeks from now, less than 2 weeks from now. The 24th, we have March 24th.
Yeah, let's put it on for March 24th. It's a regular Wednesday night meeting, and
that works because Burns and Doopy are already on for that night. So, yeah, okay.
Okay, so we've got Burns, and I believe that's the
Appeal.
The appeal of the cease and desist order. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll put this on the agenda for the 24th, and we'll go from there. Okay. Good. Any other questions or comments from board members?
You need a vote on that?
Okay. On continuing it until the 24th. I actually think it said from town council, they said schedule a public hearing within 30 days.
Yeah, we haven't opened the hearing technically, so we can't really continue it. We open it on that night.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't have a case number, that's right.
Okay. Are there any neighbors or anybody to comment on the proceedings before we move on? We've already voted to continue.
I don't have anyone raising their hand for comment at the moment.
Okay. Very good. Okay, that's it for Burns Ave. Mr. Petrosi, good night. Good seeing you.
Good night. Take care. We'll see you next week.
Okay. And let's see, what else do we have?
We have Andrew Flowers for the
yeah.
inclusionary zoning.
Okay, good.
Boy.
Hey, Andrew, how are you?
Hi there, Chairman Lee. Thank you all for having me tonight. All the members of the Zoning Board of Appeals. My name is Andrew Flowers. I live at 20 Front Street here in Walpole, and I am the chair of the Walpole Housing Partnership. And I'm here tonight in the spirit of collaboration. I sent a memo about a proposal for a joint committee. And yeah, I also want to start though by just thanking you all, because I see the schedule of your meetings on the town website, and I know with all the 40B developments happening in town, you're very busy, and this is an appointed board like the Housing Partnership, and I know you're putting in a lot of work, so thank you.
Okay, so the reason why you're here tonight is to talk about the inclusionary zoning bylaw that I know you did a huge amount of work on it for the fall town meeting, and it went to town meeting, and it was a relatively close vote, but it did not pass. And now you're coming back with I guess a new plan and trying to build consensus. Is that what's going on?
Yes, sir. That's the gist of it. And I should clarify that the idea for this joint committee, the idea for potentially revising and potentially resubmitting a new inclusionary zoning bylaw originated with the planning board. And the planning board voted at their meeting on February 4th to float this idea of a joint committee between three boards. The Housing Partnership, which has been working for the last 3 years, first on updating the town's housing production plan, but then putting forth this inclusionary zoning bylaw that failed with 58% of the vote. It did not clear the supermajority. So that's one board. The second board, the planning board, which did not vote favorably for the inclusionary zoning bylaw at their public hearing last October. And then the third board would be your board, the Zoning Board of Appeals. And so this idea of a joint committee between the three entities originated from the planning board. They voted on February 4th at their meeting to float this idea. And then the select board took it up at their meeting on February 23rd and voted to encourage the Housing Partnership and the ZBA and the Planning Board, if you're so willing. I should clarify that, very importantly, if you're willing to participate in this, that's the idea.
Okay, so just so board members know where, talk a little bit about traditionally where the zoning board has been on these things, and what I actually emailed to the town administrator today. Traditionally, zoning boards of appeal stay out of zoning articles, and the reason is that the zoning article will, if passed, will end up before the zoning board, and we sit in judgment of that. So it's always been sort of a practice that the zoning board does not get involved with these things. That being said, I cannot think of 5 or 6 people that know more about affordable housing and zoning laws related to affordable housing than the people on the zoning board right now, because of your experience. And I think that the zoning board offers a good and educated perspective on affordable housing. That being said, what I did today was I emailed Jim Johnson, the town administrator, and just asked him to get a legal opinion from town council whether it is 1, appropriate, and 2, legal to have zoning board members on a committee such as this. So that's where I'm at, and I guess it's going to depend on what comes back from town council. But I think that the board members have a good understanding. So what are your thoughts on, should we be involved with something like this, or do you want to just wait and see, the approach I'm taking with getting a ruling from town council? Suzanne Murphy, what's your thoughts?
Oh, we stay in our own lane. We don't go over the center line. We don't get on boards like this because it's going to come back to bite us.
Okay. Jane?
We never have in the past.
I think we should ought to wait and see legally where we stand.
Okay, and that's what I've done. Although, if I wasn't interested in doing it, Andrew, I'd just say I wasn't, me personally, I wouldn't be interested. But I do think that we have people on the zoning board that understand these issues. But I also don't want to, do something that's not only, not legal. Obviously, I don't want to do something that's not legally correct, but also just appropriate as far as town government. So that's why we're waiting. Hopefully we'll hear from town council on that. Bob, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, with those outstanding, I think we probably should wait to hear back. I mean, my personal view is that whatever contribution any members of the board make to the effort ultimately has to be blessed by town meeting. And so it's not as though we're, the author and the of the bylaw per se. I mean, we're going to have input, obviously, but ultimately it's going to come down to whatever the town meeting decides. So I'd be surprised if he comes back and says it's illegal for any of us to participate. And then I guess it's more a question of the appropriateness of it. And
right.
I mean, I know that there are, for example, members of various boards around town that are town meeting members, for example. And is it appropriate for them to participate on articles that affect the boards, I don't think people have problems with that. So I think in this case, I wouldn't have a problem with it personally, but I think we should hear back from town council and then go from there.
Okay. Drew Delaney?
We're not even allowed to do zoning articles.
Right.
We don't even go there. It's planning board only.
Right.
We don't go there.
Well, you are correct. The zoning board does not submit articles.
No.
The planning board does. Selectmen can, private citizens can, but
The zoning board cannot.
Not to town meeting, just what we can
Correct.
Submit them to the planning board for
right, we can work with them. So Suzanne, you know me. I've got concerns about propriety and how things need to be done. Everybody stays in their lanes, but I do think when I look around town, as far as people that understand, zoning and affordable housing, the Brady Bunch squares here have it as far as people that understand that. Okay. Drew, your thoughts?
No, I think I'll just hold my comment and thank you to Andrew for the explanation, and
Okay.
we'll see where this develops.
Okay, Andrew, so I think what we'll do is from the zoning board, we'll wait and hear back, but you can hear from, at least from me and, maybe not Suzanne, but some of the board members. I see the value in getting this done correctly and fairly. So, yeah.
Yes, sir. And thank you for your thoroughness about remaining your distance from zoning bylaws. I really want to respect that. The spirit of this idea, I think, was from the planning board's perspective that the old inclusionary zoning bylaw had the zoning board of appeals as the special permit granting authority, and there was some debate within the planning board as to whether they should take that responsibility. And if this IZB, this inclusionary zoning bylaw, were to come back before town meeting within 24 months, it would have to be sponsored by the planning board. So in the end, this is not a request that the ZBA endorse this or be an advocate at all for this. We want to respect your distance and impartiality. It's really a request for, as you said, Chairman Lee, your technical expertise in terms of there are few people in town who know as much about affordable housing and zoning. So just to get you to weigh in on some technical details, and I could see a scenario where maybe even the two members that join this joint committee from the ZBA, I could see a scenario where maybe you want to recuse yourself from the rest of the conversation and the drafting of it after giving technical advice. That's just an idea. Again, really respect the work you're doing, and I appreciate you being thorough working with town council to get an opinion.
Okay, so once we hear back from town council as far as the appropriateness of that, then we'll have another discussion of what the board members want to do. So, okay, anything else, Andrew?
No, sir. Thank you all.
Great, thank you. Okay.
Thanks.
Good. Okay, Amy, anybody else out there? That wants to talk to us, that is.
Can't hear you. She's babbling away.
You're on mute.
You're on mute, Amy.
Of course I am. John O'Leary wanted to talk, so I allowed him. So whenever he's ready.
Okay.
To stage.
Mr. O'Leary, good evening. Go ahead, Mr. O'Leary.
John, are you there? Is he clicking on yet?
He's not muted. He
Is he on that committee that the guy just talked about?
No.
He just signed off.
Oh, John, is that you?
No, he signed off.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah, he's gone for now.
Hold on, let me just. I see he's still on. I can still see him on. I want to just chat.
He goes to the library, I think, doesn't he?
He does.
Oh, he has no mic.
Oh, he has no mic. Okay.
He's over at the library. Just keep doing it that way, John.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to chat, just send just a quick message to us, Mr. O'Leary, and we'll see what you have to say in your chat message.
Can you guys see what he's saying?
He said he agrees with Andrew. Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. O'Leary, and I always appreciate your comments, sir. Okay, board members, anything else?
No.
Very good. It's 7:56, and we got quite a bit done tonight on this stuff. Okay, Bob, we good?
Wait, time out.
Yeah.
John just wrote something. I didn't see it. It
Yeah,
said something.
Says he agrees with Andrew while a member of the planning board did bring this forward. Yeah, that's appropriate that a member of the planning board would bring the zoning change forward. That is appropriate, as I'm sure Mr. O'Leary knows all the.
He knows the rules.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. He's saying he is also a member of the Walpole Housing Partnership.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's probably talking about another board member. So. Okay. Anything else for the zoning board? Okay.
No, just if you want to approve the minutes from February 11th. That's about it.
Boy.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. I don't even see them.
Hold on.
John's still talking. Oh, I found my minutes.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. O'Leary, I'm not sure who's going to be the lead agency, whether it's Walpole Housing Partnership or the Planning Board. But again, that is something that can be worked out. It could even be submitted by the selectmen or private citizens if they wanted. But it will not be. I can only say who it will not be, and it will not be from the Zoning Board of Appeals. Okay. Yeah, I've already reviewed the minutes for this, and this was just on Burns Ave, where the applicant did not pay for the peer review. If you've had it, I already reviewed them. I was okay with the minutes. Does anybody have anything on those minutes?
No.
Bob?
Just reading through them right now.
Okay.
Yep, looks good to me.
Okay. And I think that was one where it was a 4-0 vote. Drew, you weren't there that night. Totally understandable. And okay. So that being said, could I have a motion to approve the minutes of February 11th as printed?
So moved.
Moved by Suzanne. Second by Jane. Any further discussion? Okay. Drew, you will not be voting on these because you weren't there. So Suzanne Murphy.
Aye.
Jane Coffey.
Aye.
Bob Fitzgerald.
Aye.
And I'm John. Aye. Okay, so the minutes are all set. And it is 8 o'clock. Could anybody have anything else for the board?
I have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second by Jane. Okay, All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Good evening, everybody. Thank you. Good evening, Mr. O'Leary.
Bye-bye. Thank you.